Danny Webster, Las Vegas Review-Journal. Bruce, the power play's obviously been a strong talking point over the last little bit. It's been picking up ever since Tomas got into the lineup, and 2 goals tonight. Just how do you feel as far as the quickness and the effectiveness of converting on the man advantage tonight?
Yeah, well, we're a little simpler. We know what Dallas is trying to do, at least what we pre-scouted in terms of their aggressiveness when they can be. So sometimes you got to take the first available look that you see. So Hanny obviously saw Thomas in front on the second one, the face-off. I think Tanev, it was sitting on maybe the half-wall play that you're going to jump, and so we saw a free lane to the net and took it, and we got the bounce or the rebound, and Thomas is very good in there. He's a big man, right? So once he established positions, it'd be hard to move. So he's got quick hands, and he showed that. We've talked about that since he's come to our team, right? We've talked about how he's a natural, true net presence, and he showed that tonight. The first one was more about just getting a puck through it and Stoney's hand-eye coordination, right? They scored. That's how Dallas scores a lot of goals, ironically. We have not scored a lot of goals this way because we tend to want to maybe overpass, look for a play to the elbow and then down low, which is fine. Against certain kills, and maybe game 2 will be more that way if, it depends what the other team's doing a little bit too. So, but yes, I think Thomas is a big help. He wins draws. I think Stevie was good in the circle too, and Carly, but the big difference is net presence. I think Hanny and Theo both get pucks to the net up top. They're kind of interchangeable, but Hanny, for whatever reason lately, has found a lane pretty well, so we'll keep him there.
Go Ken, Paul, Jesse. It ends up being 15 shots at the end of the day, but I'm assuming you have to feel pretty good about how the second, third period went defensively. Like, how much did that take advantage, did that go into that shot total?
Listen, Dalla, there's probably 2 or 3 reasons, right? One always is we're not a shot volume team, so we're never going to be truly that team that just rips it every time. I think we turned down too many opportunities, maybe to play off the shot. Hopefully you get a rebound or recover a puck that way, because they were swarming us in the D zone when we kind of chipped it in behind. They did a good job with that. Secondly, score situation. Sometimes you're ahead, you tend to not attack as much. So at the end of the day, those things factor into some of those totals. I did think we defended well. Second period, not as well as the third. A third, there was nothing going on until their goal, and then of course they get life. But I thought we played the right way and stuck with it. And we know how to do that. We know how to win. You heard all kinds of comments on the bench, as do they. So, good teams this time of the year tend to not panic in those situations. We certainly didn't. But we do need to increase our offensive output. And at the end of the day, we didn't need it tonight. But going forward, I think that'll be a point of emphasis. How can we create a little more? And make sure we work on that against a team that does a great job with that. So, but at the end of the day, it's goals, right? We end up with enough to win, so we're not going to get too worried to overanalyze the shot clock total. It's more chances. It's, are they good chances? Are you getting nothing, et cetera? So there's a lot that goes into the offense, not just the shot clock.
Paulo Santos, NHL.com. Bruce, how do you think Logan played? Do you think he did what you wanted to do earlier, which was kind of put goals behind him?
He played he played well. Both goalies, not a high event night, right? So sometimes you got to stay in it. We're playing pretty well early, and all of a sudden it's a breakaway, and then the next one is a 2-on-1 with their best scorer. So. Obviously you want every save, but I don't fault him in either one of those goals. We missed some reads. I thought in the second period he held us in. There was a flurry there, a couple of flurries, did a good job with it. So he's battling through traffic on their power play opportunities late in the game with the goalie out, right? So those are things Logan has to understand will happen more in the playoffs. We talked about that with Vancouver. For the guys that follow us, there were some goals there with a lot of traffic around the front of the net. And this is an area of growth for him. He just has to learn to deal with, because people will establish themselves there. So as Hertl did for us, right? So it happens. So he hung in there. Yeah, it was a bad goal, and you can't let one become 2. And I think we did talk about that this morning. He didn't, so kudos to him.
Jesse Granger with The Athletic. I know it's only one game, but what'd you think of the way Stone and Hertl played off each other at 5-on-5? I'll
have to look at it more. I'm going to guess 5-on-5 we didn't generate enough, I think, consistently. So right off the top of my head, I think they were fine, but I'd like to look at it and see what didn't work or what did work. I thought our 5-on-5 game, we're going to need more going forward, but that's okay. I mean, no one's on top of their game the first game, right? Like, we did what we had to do, got a lead, played the right way, kept our discipline as we typically do. Now we got to get better in certain areas. And one of those things will be, how can we create more offense? Our rush game is pretty good. How can we do it in the offensive zone or manage it through the Blues to keep our rush game going well? So let me look at it more, Jesse, and I'll tell you. But at the end of the day, they each scored a goal for us. It happened to be on the power play, so they all count. So we'll see how it looks.
Last one, Ryan. Ryan Clark, ESPN. When you look at tonight and the fact you had everyone healthy, what was sort of your assessment of what it was like to finally have a healthy roster, especially the way they played without the puck when Dallas was pressing?
Well, there was no panic in our team, and there was no, everyone played, right? We didn't sit there and say, okay, you're not going to play, you're not going to, we're not line juggling within lines, so to speak. Like, I didn't pull one left winger off this line. When you're down people in the roster, sometimes you protect certain people. Didn't have to do that tonight. Obviously, the last 2 minutes, we have certain guys to have two centers, et cetera, but so that was a nice thing, and same with the back end. Just roll people through. We're always going to have a few guys play more than others. That's never going to change. But at the end of the day, it's nice because, again, we haven't had it, especially the forward group, right, to be able to just call lines and off they go. I think certain lines obviously played a little better than others, but in general, everyone did their job. I thought our physicality up and down the lineup was excellent. The guys we rely on, our so-called fourth line, Nick Waugh, I think seemed like he was the most physical guy on their line. Will Carrier's back at it. So go down the lineup, and Barbie I think had a couple of big time hits. So I thought that part of the game we're fully invested for playoff hockey.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.
Is that what you expected the power play to look like with both Mark Stone and Tomas Hertl on that unit?
Yeah, it's obviously both big bodies and great tippers in front of the net. So if the lane's there, something you want to do, you want to get the puck to them and let them do their work. So 2 big goals.
What did that one teach you about the group, first playoff game with the team?
Yeah, it was great. A lot of emotions, intense, and I thought we hung with it there in the third period. They're a good team, and we knew they were going to push back a little bit, and we stayed calm and found a way to get the win there.
How did you guys lock it down after the first period? They got a lot of shots, but it seemed like, for the most part, the final 40 minutes, you guys locked it down. What changed?
Yeah, I think they're a really good rush team, and I think after that first period, we kind of locked that up a little bit and forced them to dump some pucks in and kind of hem them in our zone. And they got a lot of speed with some of their lines, so that's something you want to eliminate, and I thought we did a good job with that as the game went on.
Just the shot total looks bad for them, but did you feel like you guys were defending well and keeping them to the outside, kind of giving them what you want to give them?
Yeah, I think that's how we defend. We don't want to give them inside ice, and they got some guys that are heavy bodies that are good around their net, and that's something we got to focus on and try to limit. So, thought we did a good job of that, and just got to keep building.
What kind of boost did you get from Mark Stone being in there and scoring on his first shift?
It's awesome. He's our captain, and it's great to see him back. He was super excited, and he has so much passion for the game. He brings so much energy, and just to see him score there early was awesome for the group.
There's impact, of course, you had, Thomas had, Mark had tonight. What's it like to see it all come together, knowing that for all of you together, this is the first game you've played now that everyone's fully healthy?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's good for the chemistry, and some of those guys, some guys have missed some time, and just to get back, for game one and kind of feel like we're clicking there, I think that's huge for confidence.
How do you think Logan handled his first playoff game?
Oh, he was great. He made some huge stops for us when they got some good looks, and that's what you need. And coming down the third period, we had to buckle down there and try to limit their chances for him, and that's what good teams do. So Logan played a great game for us tonight. Got the win.
Was there a focus on blocking more shots yet? Not after one, like 20 after 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think just the way we defend, and sometimes like I said, they get some guys that are good around the net that can tip pucks, and I think sometimes when you're boxing out, you happen to front pucks and get in that lane, and I think some of our guys did a great job of that tonight.